Hey everyone, Carlos here with Bearable Traders, and here's my recap for today. Here's our watch list from this morning that we built in the pre-market watch list, and out of this list, we were able to find three stocks that we were able to trade: JD, Bank of America, and MU here. So here's how I traded JD. That was my first trade. Right at the open, JD started to sell off with a lot of selling pressure. Blew right through the previous day close, so that was a sign that this was going to be very weak. Around this area here, we figured that it was probably not going to give us a pullback. We'd like to see a pullback to get in for a good risk to reward. It didn't quite do that. If you look at the 1 minute chart, it did a small pullback, very small. That was more kind of a loss of momentum right at 2061, which was a daily level we had in our chart. So on the next candle, 935, I got in short and was able to get a nice clean move here towards the downside. As we're making lower lows, I'm taking profits out. Then here, it was so extended already that on this last on this pullback here, I thought this pullback was going to be more aggressive over to this moving average or even to the previous to the VWAP, that I took everything out here just to play it safe because I already had caught a pretty decent move here. As you can see, it did continue to sell off nicely, giving you some more opportunity to take more profits out. But I was happy with this move already, so I took everything out there just to play safe on a possible pullback. Again, I could have had a better entry. I was watching this right from the open, but one of the rules I have, I try not to take anything before the 5 minute mark because that's when you can get in, and then these things can squeeze all the way up and you could get caught in a really bad situation. So I wanted to get a bigger pullback here. I didn't, but I like this candle. It was like a loss of momentum. Pulled back just a bit, enough for us to be able to get in for a good risk to reward. The next trade I had was on Bank of America. Bank of America, we played it both ways. Actually, me and Brian both got into this trade. Let's take it for, actually both got in towards the long side, but on the short side, I saw that again opened up with a lot of buying pressure here. It went up. It's kind of did a mini bull flag here. At first, around this area, I was actually looking to take it for a long because it was just seemed so strong. It was consolidating, and this candle here looked like it was going to pop. I hesitated. I wanted to get more confirmation. I'm glad I did. As the SPY started selling off, it kind of dragged Bank of America towards the bottom. So I got in short here, right below, right above VWAP. I already had a nice trade, so I know today was going to be choppy because it was a half day and also with the holidays going on. So I took a very small amount of shares, small size here. It did go below VWAP. I set my stop loss above this here because again I had a small share, so I can give it some room. The minute it went below VWAP, it started dropping nicely. Took some profits off here, and then took the rest off here. Again, I thought this was going to be a bigger pullback, and I just didn't want to hold it through a pullback when I already had made such a decent move. I wanted to get to this level here, 22.77, which eventually did. It does this pullback here, and it does get down to this level and even lower, but I missed this move because I just took everything out here. Then it kind of hits the low here, the low of the pre-market, and it starts setting this level. So me and Brian were looking at it here. We got in long around this area here, and as it did a big move here, we took some profits out, took some here. Left a little more expecting that it was going to actually pop up above the VWAP. It looked strong, but again, the SPY started selling off again. Did it help the situation here? So I took everything out here once it started selling off. Again, this was also a small position because I already had a decent trade on JD, so I didn't want to risk much here. My stop loss had to be at the bottom of the low of the day, so I wanted to give it a little room in this situation. The next one we have was MU. MU gave me a little bit of a hard time, but again, it just looked good for a possible long, so I had to take a few stabs at it until it actually made the move that we were hoping that it was going to take. So first, here was I was looking at it. Sold off, right? This engulfing pattern here, sold off below VWAP. It kind of sets the base here, and you have this nice candle that kind of signifies a reversal. And we also have this 29, 20, 28 level here from our daily chart. Once it goes above that, in the 1 minute chart, you can see it better. Once it goes above VWAP, I go in long here because I like the price action and what it's showing. And I set my stop loss. We talked about it in the chat room below this candle here. So if it cracks below this candle, I know that it doesn't have the potential to probably go up at that time. So it does pull up. It comes right back down to my stop loss actually, and I have to jump out. Actually, no, it opened up here, so I jumped out because it came to my stop loss. Then it does this pullback. It retraces everything past my exit point. I go back in for a long right below VWAP. I like the risk reward again. Now my stop loss is a little lower because I'm in at a better entry. It does pull up above VWAP, but again, it doesn't really take off, so it comes right back down to my stop loss. I jump out. It sells off a little more, and then again, back again, it goes up here, and then again testing VWAP again, and again it just looks like it wants to go. The SPY's not helping it because it's kind of going sideways a little bit, so that could be affecting this. But again, I go long again, small size. My stop loss at this point has to be, I know that I have to give it enough room, so I want a smaller size. I gave it all the way into this area here. I figure if it cracks this and it's not along, it's not going to do what we expected. It does drop here. It does form this level here, kind of a support, consolidates, and then eventually starts taking off. The SPY starts helping it. We're watching it, me and Brian, as the SPY is also pushing up, helping this thing take flight. So as we made a new highs, took some off here, some here, and then around this area here, it starts to lose momentum. Right, I was hoping that it was gonna pop here and go above 30, but it starts to lose momentum. So we take I took everything out here just to not hold it through this pullback. Again, so on MU we came out positive, but I had two small losses, very controlled, and the third move covered the both losses plus then some. So just tells you the importance of being able to stop out. This is something that I learned early on this year. You know, you have to stop out when you set your stops. If you let this run again, it can turn out in your direction, but let's say it did not. Let's say this decided to drop further, then the losses would have been tough to make up if you get one more good trade. So stick to your stop losses. You know, sometimes it takes a little longer to get a move, right? But sticking to your stop losses and your rules will definitely pay out in the long run. Again, if I would have went in here and I would have held through all of this, first of all, my emotions are gonna be all over the place, right? I'm gonna be exhausted in my emotions in my mind from holding through all these pullbacks and waiting for that green move. Eventually I'm gonna get the green move and I'm gonna make out a lot more. This could have been a $300 $400 trade if I didn't have these two small losses, right? Easily if I held through here. But that's a bad habit you don't want to do, and it can cost you later on big time if this thing that never comes back and it starts dropping and dropping. Now that loss is 400, and on a move that you can make 200, you're not going to even make that loss back. So again, just important to stick to your losses. Sorry for the long recap, guys. Have a great weekend. Have a great Christmas day tomorrow, Christmas Eve tonight, and I will see you guys on Wednesday in the pre-market show at 8:30. Thank you guys, and see you then.